Have you ever loved someone so much that your care ended up doing more harm than good? In today's video, we'll uncover how a vet saved a pampered dog named Tricki in a story packed with lessons for life. So stick around till the end, you might just find some tips for your own furry friends. Welcome back, Class 10 students. Today we're diving into by James Herriot. This heartwarming and insightful story shows us the dangers of overindulgence and how true care sometimes means making tough decisions. Let's break it down, step by step. First, we have Mrs. Pumphrey, a wealthy lady who adores her little dog, Tricki. She showers him with love, food, and luxuries. But here's the twist, her overindulgence actually harms Tricki. Then there's Tricki, a small pampered dog who's spoiled with chocolates, cakes, and cream. He becomes overweight, lazy, and eventually very sick. Finally, we meet Dr. James Herriot, a kind and wise vet who steps in to save the day. Can you guess what happens when Dr. Herriot takes control? Keep watching. The transformation is unbelievable. Mrs. Pumphrey notices that Tricki has stopped eating and barely moves. He's gained so much weight that even walking is a struggle. In a panic, she calls Dr. Herriot to examine him. Dr. Herriot instantly understands the issue. Tricki is overfed and has no exercise. He gently advises Mrs. Pumphrey to cut down on the rich food and ensure Tricki gets active. But here's the catch. Mrs. Pumphrey can't say no to Tricki. What will Dr. Herriot do? Dr. Herriot realizes drastic action is needed. He convinces Mrs. Pumphrey to let him take Tricki to his clinic. Guess what? Mrs. Pumphrey sends Tricki with cushions, toys, bowls, and even special food. She wants him to stay as comfortable as possible. At the clinic, things change. Dr. Herriot puts Tricki on a strict diet of water and plain food. No cakes, no cream. He also introduces Tricki to the other dogs, encouraging him to play and exercise. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that just like humans, dogs need balanced diets and exercise to stay healthy? Tricki's recovery proves it. Slowly but surely, Tricki transforms. He starts running around, playing with the other dogs, and even eats properly. His energy returns and he's healthier than ever. Meanwhile, Mrs. Pumphrey sends luxury items like eggs, wine, and brandy to the clinic for Tricki. But here's the funny part. The staff enjoys these gifts while Tricki sticks to his healthy routine. Can you imagine a dog receiving brandy and eggs while on a diet? Leave a comment if this made you laugh. After 2 weeks, Tricki is back to being an energetic and playful dog. Dr. Herriot takes him back to Mrs. Pumphrey, who is overjoyed to see her beloved pet healthy again. She calls Tricki's recovery a triumph of surgery, even though no surgery was performed. The real triumph was Dr. Herriot's disciplined care. So, what can we learn from this story? 1. Overindulgence can harm. Too much love without discipline isn't always good. 2. Proper care requires balance. Health comes from a combination of good food, exercise, and love. 3. Tough decisions can save lives. Sometimes being strict is the best way to care for someone you love. What did you think of this story? Does it remind you of any pets you know? Comment below and let us know. That's all for today, Class 10 students. Don't forget to revise this chapter for your board exams. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more lessons made easy. See you in the next video.